Okay, well, Ali, yours was the one I saw first. So, what's on your mind?
Nice, thank you. And I can put um, some stuff in the chat too. Thanks. I'm planning to book a half day session with you because I know I'm going to want that, but I wanted to do your prep stuff beforehand so I kind of have your language so we can just jump
Hmm,
right in. My question is, I have three ideas about what my niche is, and I would love if you would just take a look at them and tell me
sure.
anything about, you know, which one is best. So I'll put them in the chat, but I know you have a lot in the chat already.
Yeah.
It's do you want me to read them out or do you want to
Let,
read
let, let me read them out. Okay.
them?
So, through workshops, coaching, and circles, we help transform their lives to be in line with their values. That's number one. Number two, inner conflict resolution for overthinkers in transition using values as the map. Number three, conflict resolution and communication experts helping people move from self-sabotage to self-love using values. Okay, so values is clearly the thread.
Right.
So why are you so passionate about values? What's up with that?
It's because I've been a mediator for maybe a decade, and I've realized that when people get to know each other's values when they're in conflict, that's what helps them resolve. And now I'm sort of turning that on its head and encouraging people to check out their own values, which helps them figure out their own sort of inner conflict. It's sort of showed up as the key to resolving disputes externally and internally.
Okay. Are people aware that they have their own internal conflicts and disputes? Or is that something you have to help people see?
Are people aware?
Yeah.
Um, they might not be as aware as they could be, but I'm hoping that I'm attracting people who agree at least that self-reflection is really important in life, but also important for learning, that they acknowledge that self-reflection is a really crucial piece of learning and growth.
Okay, good. So let's make a distinction here that there's a kind of a belief that they might have, like, yes, the self-reflection is important, it's good for learning. And then there's a symptom or an issue, which is, boy, I'm really all torn up inside. I'm at war with myself. There's this inner conflict. Those are two different things. And what I'd say is that they're probably both important, but they go in different buckets. And so when we're looking at a target market, the thing I'm most interested in is that issue thing. And then the beliefs that they have and they share are important, but I think they come later. They're sort of an addendum, an ancillary thing, because let's just say you meet somebody and they say, oh, I absolutely believe self-reflection is important. You say, do you have any inner conflicts? And they say, no, I've been meditating for years and I actually don't think I do anymore. That's not a client. But somebody who says, I'm all torn up inside and isn't open to self-reflection, there's more of a chance of that there. There's more of a chance that maybe they might come to see that, or they could listen to you because they have the pain that's driving them to at least find a solution. Whereas in the first example, they don't have any pain. So let's just say that the inner conflict is the thing. And so for everyone, this is really key. The question is always, when you name a symptom, are they aware of it? Because if they're not aware of it, it's not a symptom. Yeah, it's what you'd in medical terminology call a sign. It's the thing the practitioner notices and sees, but the patient doesn't. So people know they have migraines. People don't know they're dehydrated. Yeah, people know they have a sore back. They don't know they've got weak XYZ muscles. So if we speak to the signs, if we speak to our diagnosis, which is, I think what all three of these do a little bit, if we speak to the diagnosis, then we're not going to reach people. So workshops, coaching, and circles. So these are what I would call the boat. Yeah, your ideal clients on island A, they want to be on island B. And our business is like a boat that can take them from one island to the other. So the workshops, coaching, training, circles, that's the boat. People transform their lives. That's a very general island B, to be in line with their values. Now, again, this is a similar thing. Are they craving that? Because island A has to be a problem where it is really pressing for them. Like, I really need to solve this now. And island B needs to be something that they are craving. Sometimes they can't sleep at night because they're so excited about the possibility of it. They yearn for it. So I just wonder, do people, are they craving to be in line with their values? Yeah. So the inner conflict resolution, that's the boat. It's interesting. I like the title, and it's the boat for overthinkers. So overthinkers is a bit of, now we know a bit more about who's on Island A. Overthinkers in transition. Okay, so but transition, again, broad. Everything in life is a transition. There's nothing that's not a transition. So that's one of those code words for everybody and everything. But if we were to name here the three top types of transition, right? So that can be a helpful thing just for everyone. If you're using words like they're stressed, they're in transition, what are the types of those top three? Because that can just help paint the picture a bit more specifically. Again, using values as the map. Are they craving to use values as the map, or is that your point of view? Conflict resolution and communication experts. Okay, so now we know sort of who's the staff on the boats, helping people move from self-sabotage to self-love. So what I hear is these people are overthinking, they're self-sabotaging, and this is the homework. This is the next step, is to really think about Island A as like, okay, if they're in a conflict with themselves, what are the symptoms of that? What happens as a result of different parts of people being in conflict or not aligned? And there's probably a lot of symptoms. So one of the exercises you can do is, and for everyone, if you go to, let's put this in here in the chat. Well, so maybe somebody can grab this on my website, marketingforhippies.com/puttering-prep, PREP. That's the prep exercises. But one of them is this chart. So what Ali could be doing is typing out or writing out all of the symptoms that happen. If somebody's in conflict with themselves, what are all the things that might result in their life? And this is a good question you can ask yourself, is that, okay, if this diagnosis is true and it's left untended to, what's the natural conclusion, the terminus destination of this is what? Where does this have people arrive symptom-wise? What will they start noticing happening in their life as a result of that? And then you can take all of those and you make a chart. And on the up and down axis, you get 1 through 10, and side to side 1 through 10. Up and down is how passionate are you, side to side how competent are you. And you can start to plot all those symptoms, and you just start to notice some patterns of like, oh, I think I'd really want to focus on these ones. And you can get some, because if you can say, yeah, people were in conflict, like they've never had a relationship last more than 1 month, or because maybe it's the romantic thing, maybe it's their business keeps stalling out. Maybe that's a symptom of inner conflict. Or yeah, they know they keep blowing it. They keep self-sabotaging. They have these great opportunities and they keep blowing it, and they can't figure out why. Those are all maybe symptoms that somebody might recognize. And then the key is, once you find that symptom, you really want to ask yourself, what's the breaking point on this one? What's the point where they just can't handle it anymore? They have to do something about it. Because for every symptom, well, not every, for most symptoms, there's a point where it's like, okay, no more. And that's what we want to speak to. That's the real bullseye. Does that all make sense?
Yeah, it does. Thank you. And I haven't seen that resource, the puttering prep that you're highlighting yet. So I'll definitely check that out. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. The puttering prep is what I ask people to do before the puttering sessions, with modest success on people actually doing it. But most people who reach out to me for my puttering sessions struggle with their niche. So those are my best niching exercises, all kind of put together in 4 steps where you can craft an ideal client right up, that kind of thing. So I would just say, take that, roll with that. And if you can come back next month, bring back what you got.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.